Hello Flosstube friends, it's lovely to be back. My name is Lauren and I'm also known as Cross Stitch Bunny here on YouTube and over on Instagram. This is Flosstube episode number 22. If you are returning, hello, and it's really lovely to have you with me for another catch up. And if you are brand new to my channel is all about cross stitch. This is my mid-month update. I have 3 new starts to show you today, one of which is also a finish. I have a couple of other whips to show you, and then a surprisingly large amount of haul, considering that I don't feel like I've been doing that much shopping, but some of it is not from the last 2 weeks. It's just a few things that I ordered that took ages to arrive because some were from the US. And then there's a couple of other bits that I think I just forgot to show you, so they were still in my basket of things that Flosstube has not seen. So it's not all haul from the last 2 weeks, but I just thought I would get up to date with showing you those things. So yeah, quite a few things to share with you. Also have some exciting plans, retreat news, and a few other bits, and I will do a life update at the very end for those of you that are interested in that. But yeah, it's good to be back. It is October the 14th, it's Friday, it's been 16 days since my last episode, and I've done about 30 hours of stitching since then. So I ended September with, I got down to 20 whips, picked up a new start at the very end of the month after the 28th, so you've not seen it yet. So that took me back to 21. Then I've had 2 new starts within these first couple of weeks of October. So I was back up to 23 whips with those 2 starts, but then I have had a finish. So I'm currently sitting at 22 whips. I've got 5 projects to share with you today. I have worked on 6, but one of the projects that I've worked on since I last saw you is my secret stitch that I cannot share with you until such a time that it ends up being gifted. So we will forget about that one, and I will kick off with showing you my starts, my new starts, one of which is a finish. So we will start with the one that is a start and a finish. The World of Cross Stitching magazine, the latest issue, includes a gorgeous Wrendale calendar, and I basically could not help myself. I had to start doing a couple of the Wrendale designs. I checked my stash, I had the threads, and so I didn't need to order anything. I just stitched from stash. I had all the required DMC to hand, and I started off with this design, which is called the Acrobat. So as you can see, it is a red squirrel. So I'm just gonna adjust myself. It's easier if I hold them on this side. So yes, that makes a lot more sense. So this is the Acrobat red squirrel, and as you can see, he is already completed. So this was both a start and a finish. In total, I think I stitched on this for maybe like 5 or 6 days without really stitching on anything else, and that got me a finish. I just think he's gorgeous. He is mostly full cross, and there are quite a few bits of back stitch, like to give the nice wispy effect on the tail and his ears and such, and then there is literally just a single French knot on his eye. And yeah, I'm really pleased with him. I think he's worked out absolutely beautifully. I have stitched him on 28 count natural beige linen from my own Stitch Bunny shop, and I think it works really well for him. There were a few different fabrics I was considering for him, but I've got loads of this linen in my stash and it's lovely to work on. So I just thought I would keep it simple. Obviously the Wrendale designs that you buy as kits from Bothy usually have the speckled background, so this is the first Wrendale that I have ever done that isn't stitched on that distinctive background, but I hope that you agree that the fabric suits him. So that is start and finish number 1. I then, as soon as I'd finished that one, immediately moved on to stitching a second design from the calendar. So the calendar has 6 Wrendale designs in it, and the second one that I have picked to stitch is called Hedgehog and Bee. And you can see that I've already made pretty good progress on this. So I've done the majority of my hedgehog. I literally just have this bit to fill in down here, one French knot on the eye as with the squirrel, and then some backstitch. There's a lot of backstitch on this for like the quills to make him look more spiky. I've done the bee, which just needs backstitching. I have started doing the flower here, and there will just be a flower stem here. I will insert a little preview picture for you so that you can see what this one will look like when it is finished, and you can see that I'm not very far away at all. And I really am pleased with my fabric choice for this one. So the fabric that I have selected for this is again 28 count. I wanted to stick to 28 count because the squirrel was done on the 28 count, but this is a hand dye by Silk Weaver, and this is not something that I've gone and purchased like directly. I think this is something that I've picked up in a D-stash or something like that. I didn't purchase it directly from somewhere that specifically sells Silk Weaver, but I've somehow acquired it, and it's a lovely piece of fabric in like a sky blue and white sort of combo. I've forgotten what the name of it is. I want to say Summer Breeze, but that could be completely wrong. But yeah, not too long, I don't think, until that will join my squirrel as a finish. And I love all 6 designs in that calendar. I'm hoping that I will eventually get round to stitching all of them, but those are my 2 favourites, so I was really pleased that I had all the DMC to be able to stitch those straight away. I then realised, having had those 2 new starts, that we are in October and I hadn't started or done any seasonal stitching that was spooky or Halloween-like. So I thought, well, I have to have at least one piece of spooky stitching for the season. And I picked this design by the Ukrainian designer Maria Brovko. She goes by the handle of Cute Patterns by Maria. That is the name of her Etsy shop and also her Instagram. I will pop up a picture so you can see the full design, and it is called Not Scary. And this is my progress so far. And this just makes me laugh. I think it's brilliant. It is basically like a deer with its antlers and its ears poking out, and it's dressing up as a ghost, and you could just see the little ears there. And yeah, I'm doing pretty well on this. There's a lot of half stitch on this. I'm doing this on Pattern Keeper, and I think I'm currently, I should have checked before I filmed this, I didn't, but I think I'm currently about 40% done with this, and a lot of it is half stitch, so it has come together very quickly. I will just point out I have made a mistake, but I'm not going to be unpicking it, and I'll just show you. So here, if I get as close as I can, you can see that where I've done this half stitch round here, that's all like ends up making him look a bit glowy around the edges. I think that's the idea of the half stitch. It looks a bit like ambient and a bit like a glow. You can see that there is a row of stitches all the way up here that's like a gap between the actual ghost and this background, and that should actually be touching, like this should be filled. And I don't know exactly how I managed it, because I've counted correctly up here, which is where I started doing the half stitch, and then all the half stitch seems to be done correctly, but somehow I'm somehow one row over, and I don't know how I've managed it, but all of this should actually be filled in. But rather than unpick and start again, it's a bit annoying because there's about 5 or 6 different shades here, and I'm going to have to pick up every shade again and just fill in the little block of stitching. So it's going to be a bit fiddly, but that's going to be a lot easier than unpicking the whole thing. So yes, I'm ending up with an extra row of ambient glow around him, but I don't think that that is going to be detrimental to the project. I think it's going to be better than trying to unpick him. So yes, a little bit of a mistake, but it's not a bad one, and it's one I can work with. So I'm hoping to have this finished before Halloween, like definitely by the end of October this should be a finish. I'm really enjoying it. I just think it's a really cute design. I love Cute Patterns by Maria. I have a lot of her designs in my like digital pattern stash. If you've never bought any of her designs or seen her Etsy shop before, do have a browse, because she has loads of lovely patterns. Most of them do have quite a bit of backstitch, but it's worth it. Like, they're just such adorable, cute designs. Hence her shop name, I guess. That is my 3 new starts. So then I just have 2 other whips to show you. This is the first, which is my turtle that I am ploughing on with. So this is my Patchwork turtle from World of Cross Stitch magazine. Looking lovely, if I do say so myself. I have just been filling in, so you can see I'm doing some purple at the moment that's still threaded, ready for me to carry on next time I pick it up. I've just been filling in gaps, so there's a lot of colour changes in this. You can see that there's not a huge change. If I show you what it will look like fully complete, if I show you what it looked like last time you saw it on Flosstube, there's not a huge change that massively jumps out at you, but there is a little bit of progress, and I just need to keep ploughing on with this in little bite-sized bits and get it finished. But I find this one easier to work on during the day, and I think that's what's slowing me down, is this is not in my pattern keeper or on my tablet in any way for me to be able to mark it off digitally, and it is a colour pattern and I'm using pens to mark it off. And I do find when you're trying to highlight and mark things off on a pattern that is colour, I don't enjoy it very much. I much prefer black and white, but unfortunately all the patterns in all the magazines are colour, aren't they? They don't give a black and white version, so I find it tricky to work on this in the evening, which is when I do the majority of my stitching, because I just find it more difficult to be marking off and looking at my pattern. I think the only way that I'm able to mark off this pattern, like so that I can properly see where I'm at, is marking it off in a really dark, like green pen. And yeah, it's just not the best when the lighting is like, it's better with natural light basically. So I'm just picking this up here and there during the daytime when I can, which is why it's a little bit slow going, but I am overall enjoying it. I love the colours in it. I think it's going to be beautiful when it's finished. And this is being stitched on 18 count wave after wave Ada from my own shop. I've just realised I didn't tell you what my Not Scary Halloween project is being stitched on, so I'll just grab that again quickly. I am stitching this on a really super pale baby pink DMC Ada that is also sparkly, and I don't know if the sparkle will show up on this camera or in this lighting whatsoever, but it is nice and sparkly, and it is very, very pale baby pink as opposed to white, and that is a 14 count for that project, 18 count for the turtle. My last whip to share with you is my Festive jars, which are not in a good place in the hoop. So I will take that hoop off so we can have a proper look. Excuse the banging, and this is going to be terribly creased now in all the wrong places, but never mind. This is my Festive jars 9 jar sal, and you can see that I have made a start on, pointing at the wrong thing. I have made a start on this jar here, so it is just a token start. I have hardly done any since you last saw this. I've literally just put a few stitches into the lid of this jar down here, but that one is my jar number 6. And for the next part of the sale, we start on Sunday, yes, and today is Friday, or today may possibly be Saturday by the time I actually get round to uploading this, but yes, I'm pretty sure from memory that we are due to start part 7 of the sale. So yeah, we're supposed to finish part 6 and start part 7 on the 16th of October, if I'm not mistaken. I will put it up on the screen just in case I'm wrong, but it should be the 16th, Sunday. So I need to get cracking with this. I'm going to have a stitch on this tonight, I think, and just concentrate. I've got, today's Friday, I've got today and tomorrow to try and just finish this jar. Hopefully I managed to, and if not, I will be close to finishing it, and I will just carry on finishing it. I might be a couple of days behind, but that is my 9 jar sal piece. You'll be very familiar with how this piece looks when it's finished, because I've shown it so many times over every episode because of the sal. And I will just cut now to showing you the progress of other people on Instagram. So for all of you that are using the hashtag and participating on Instagram with sharing your pictures, I will just share some of those here so that everyone else can have a little look and see where you all are. So I hope that you enjoyed seeing all the update pictures from everyone else. I've said it before, but I think it's lovely that we're all doing the jars in a different order and that some people are doing the summer pattern as opposed to the Christmas. Yeah, I just love seeing where everyone else is at with this particular whip, and we are getting really close to a finish really. There's not too many parts left to do. I will move on now to a whip go update. As I said, I have worked on a 6th project, but I can't share it. So that is all the stitching. Moving on to a quick whip go update. I had the numbers 1 and 6 drawn for this month, and I have disregarded it and not started to work on either of those goals. For me, number 1 was starting my little girl's birth sampler and finishing it, and number 6 was to do 10 squares on my Emma Congdon Seasons of adaptation, where I've put all 4 months together into one piece, and I'm ignoring it, not working on those whip go goals at all, because as I said previously, my focus has kind of shifted and I have accepted that I'm not going to get a blackout on the whip go board, and some of the things that I put on there back in December of last year when I was setting the board up are just not appealing to me right now. I don't want to stitch on them. Or if it's like with the birth samplers, obviously I do want to get the birth sampler done, but I don't want to start it right now because it's not a particularly large birth sampler that I'm going to be doing, but it's a lot of stitching like relative to its size. It's not full coverage, but it almost is, if that makes sense. I haven't shown you the design yet, so I'm just waffling a bit, but it will make sense when I do start it and you do see it. It's a lot of stitching for the area. It's not going to be something that's quick for me to finish, like those little Wrendales that I've started and I'm finishing, you know, in like 4 or 5 days each. It's going to take me a lot longer than that, and right now I only want to be having new starts if I can finish them relatively quickly. I want to be ending the year on 19 whips or less, and I think at the moment that is very achievable. Like I said, I'm on 22. One of them is my hedgehog and bee that's going to be finished in no time at all. That'll take me back down to 21. My festive jars will definitely be finished before the end of the year because it's the SAL, and I am determined to finish the SAL on target and on time. So that'll take me down to 20. So yeah, I really only need to finish one other project, whether it's my turtle or something else, and I will achieve that number 19. Just so long as I'm not starting anything big that I'm not going to be able to finish. So yeah, that is my whip go update. So moving on to haul, I feel like I'm flying today. I'm going to be finished in no time. My friend Shani, who is the Ginger Cross Stitcher on Instagram, has sent me a lovely bit of Stitchy Kindness Happy Mail. So she has gifted me this lovely little cat pattern with her leftover threads, because she has stitched this recently and I thought it was cute, so she sent me the pattern and her leftover threads. And then she's also sent me a really lovely little Ted kit, because I do like little Ted designs. Unfortunately I can't show you that one because she's not sent me the front piece, I don't think. She's just sent me the actual kit supplies, but that is a kit that she's not actually stitched. So she sent me all the thread, the fabric for it, and the design, and I look forward to sharing that with you when I actually stitch it, but I can't show you because it's only the pattern itself that is in the envelope and not the preview. But thank you, Shani, for that. I really appreciate it. And I recently sent Shani a little kit that she'd seen in my like Flosstube. Oh my goodness, very loud dog. Sorry about that. I'm gonna plow through. I'm gonna ignore them. They're being noisy because it is getting close to their dinner time. Yeah, apologies to any of you in headphones if the barking is a little bit much. I'm really sorry, but I'm just going to plow through. So yeah, thank you very much to Shani, and I sent her a little kit that she saw in my stash dive video that she loved. And you know, I've got so many things in my stash. Like, she mentioned to me that she liked this particular kit I'd shown with some swans in, so I sent her that, and then she sent me this, so we did like a little swap of happy mail. My next bit of haul to show you is 2 items that I purchased from my friend Sam. She has actually just recently set up a Stitchy Instagram, so she's not posted too much on there yet, but do give her a follow. Her Stitchy handle I will put below. I think it is Stitcher Sam. But Sam is a lady that I actually met in person when I attended the No-Band retreat in April. We were sat on the same table. I'm looking forward to attending the retreat next year, like the Mirabilia Retreat next year, she will be at, and she will also be at the Be Stitchy one in Birmingham next year that I'm also going to. So yeah, it'll be lovely to see Sam again at both of those. But she had sent me the Bluebell Pixie by Nora Corber, which I'm super excited to stitch, and I believe this is out of print, but yeah, I managed to buy that from Sam. And I also bought this lovely Lizzie Kate pattern from her with all the threads. Like, she has stitched this, I believe, but she had all the over-dyed threads, and there's a lot left over. Like, it, to be honest, it barely looks like they've been touched. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to stitching this one. The only thing missing is the little button things inside, which she's obviously used. They look like little snowflake buttons or something in there. But just looking at the pattern and where they are on the pattern, I don't think it will be a problem to just leave them off completely, or once I've stitched it all, I might see if I want to replace them with something else. We will see. But yeah, two lovely things there for me to stitch. Then I do have a little bit of kit haul. So this one is a Riolis penguin kit, which is super cute, and obviously we are definitely getting towards the winter season. Again, along the same lines, I picked up this lovely little Christmas Robins heritage kit. I have bought a few more Karen Carter things. Can't remember who to blame for this, but somebody tagged me showing me like some new Karen Carter releases, and I have ended up getting this set of 3 that are all with the seals on the rock. So there's Lookout, and then there is this one which is called Sealed with a Kiss, and then the last one is Chilling. But yes, if I can manage to hold them up together, like they are a set of 3, go quite nicely together. They're all very similar, but I just couldn't decide between them, so I've got the set. And then also Karen Carter, there is a set of new, again, like underwater themed, well, these are underwater as opposed to just sea life. But there is the turtle, there is the pair of dolphins, and lastly there are the seals that are diving under the water with all the fish. And I love those. Again, if I can manage to hold them together, they do make a lovely set of 3. So that is my Karen Carter splurge. I've got Karen Carter coming out of my ears now, but I did really enjoy doing the fish and chips one. I'm looking forward to stitching all of those. I knew that was going to happen. Then I've also got this lovely panna kit of a peacock, which I think is stunning. Absolutely beautiful. And I do actually have a peacock pattern that is a digital pattern from a Russian designer in my stash. So I didn't really, I hesitated on buying that one because it's another peacock, but they're both very different, and I just loved like the unusual addition of the colours in this, that it's not all just the blues that you would expect. I thought that was pretty. The last thing I've got, sorry, just all my kits are just falling off the little table that I've balanced them on, but we will continue. My last kit is this lovely kit, again by Panna, and this is the design. The main picture on the design has the writing in Russian, but the translation, and there is charting provided for the translation into English. English is just that home is where the heart is, and I love this with the little birds on the house, and then it has the little key charm that comes with it. So here, like the little keys that are on it are actually charms that hang off it, and they are included. So I just thought that was beautiful. And then my last bit of haul, just pull this little table I've got here closer to me so I can get to it more easily. I have treated myself to a few lovely charts. So firstly, I have purchased the set of 4 Summer House Stitchworks charts for the seasons. I think these are absolutely gorgeous. So we've got Winter Cometh, and then we've got the Summer Refreshers. We've got Spring Awakens, which is the one that made me buy this set. I have seen this stitched by a couple of people. I love the colours, I just think it's gorgeous. And then the last one is Autumn Provides, and I just think that is such a beautiful set of 4. It's one of the nicest seasonal sets that I have seen. Like obviously I've done my autumn bothy tree and I have the other 3 seasonal trees, but these with like the words on them for each season I just think are beautiful and a little bit different to most of the seasonal pieces you see that are just spring, summer, autumn, winter. They don't necessarily usually have anything else written, and I just love the different little phrases there for each season. This I think is a new release. I don't know if it was an expo release, but it's definitely quite new, and this is by Lindy Stitchers. It is called Shining Fish and I absolutely adore it. I just fell in love with this pattern when I saw it. I think that has a lot to do with the fabric that it has been stitched on. I just think that these colours on that fabric on the model stitch looks amazing. The model stitch for this is stitched on 32 count Abyss linen by Fabrics by Stephanie, but I will be dyeing some of my own linen to try and mimic this, and I just love this. This is a quote and I did look it up, yes, but it does tell me here as well. So the text of this pattern is an extract from Robert Bly's poem titled I Have Daughters and I Have Sons, and used with permission, and I just think it is a beautiful extract of poetry. I just love it, and I love the fish. I love everything about it. I cannot wait to stitch this, and I have not got them here, but I have ordered all the threads for this. I believe they're all dinky dyes and some petite treasure braid and just DMC black, so DMC 310, but I have ordered all the dinky dyes for that. They have arrived, I've just not brought them down with me to show you. But yes, I have everything for this other than just needing to dye the fabric. The next one I've got is another Lindy Stitchers, and this is I Forget the Rest. I saw Evelyn across the pond stitching this, and I commented on her Instagram post at the time saying that I just think it's the most beautiful sentiment, and I really do. Isn't that just gorgeous? I decided that I had to add this to my own stash, and I will be again. I've bought all the threads for this. A couple of them I think I had to sub for this, but I have been able to sub them with like similar alternatives that are also over dyed threads. I can't remember which couple there were, but there was a couple I couldn't get. So sorry about the dogs. There was a couple I couldn't get, but I've managed to find close matches. The last couple of charts I have to show you are both by Hands On Design, and they're both nautical themed. So I've got Beach Please and More Beach. I just think they are both absolutely beautiful. I have had my eye on both of these since they were released. They weren't released that long ago. I think it was this summer. And yeah, just think both of those are absolutely gorgeous, and look forward to doing those as well. Then lastly, for my last bit of haul, I have treated myself to a few Mill Hill kits. I really enjoyed doing my owl recently, and I do have my little Halloween ornaments to do, but I wanted some more festive themed ones. So I've got the Snowy Owl Snowman, the Nordic Snowman. I just have a look. I have got this little cute one that is like a snowman marshmallow in a cup, who is adorable. I have got the Dove, who is very much like the bluebird I already have, who I love. This one's also got like fuzzy threads to make that bird look fuzzy. Got the Rockin' Robin, which again is the same, like with lots of fuzzy bits, making it look super cute. And I've then got these 3 that are very much like a set. They're all like the same colour scheme. So I've got this owl on a beautiful cup with a snowflake. I've got the bird, again on a cup, but with some cute marshmallows. And I've got the peppermint tweet one, which is my favourite of those 3, with the bird on the mug. Love all 3 of those. And then finally, just at random, at the same time, I picked up this little peaches jar, because I just thought, even though that's not Christmassy, it's super cute. So that is all the haul that I've got to show you. I hope that you have enjoyed looking through all that with me. Side note, just regarding stash, because showing you that haul has just made me think of stash, I am still intending to do a stash dive final part 3 video to go through that last box of stash that I've not gone through with you guys yet, and I did really think that I would get that done in September. It didn't happen because we've just been a little bit busy, and I doubt that it's going to happen in October either, but it is still on my radar, and I will get round to doing the final part of the stash dive. So I'm sorry for leaving you hanging on that one for a couple of months longer than expected, but I will be getting it done. Things have just been a bit hectic, which brings me on to life updates. So we have puppies in the house, which obviously you know by now if you watch me regularly is, you know, a pretty consistent occurrence for us. Like, we do breed dogs, so we have puppies in the house at the moment, keeping me busy. They are due to leave us, I'm calling them our Halloween litter, because they're due to leave us on the 30th, so the day before Halloween they will all be going home. So yeah, there's a few weeks left with them, but they are beautiful, they're lovely. Like, my daughter is loving interacting with them and giving them cuddles every day. Like, she loves it. She's constantly just sat in the puppy pen. I'll pop up a picture or a video or something of her. Like, she adores them. She loves having a house full of puppies. Dog is definitely the favourite animal of hers and of my little boy, like other than dinosaurs and unicorns. But yeah, dogs are next on their list after dinosaurs and unicorns, and they just love it. I think it's a really nice experience for them, having puppies regularly in the house, and they just adore them. But yeah, the puppies have been keeping us super busy. We have also had a bit of an adjustment to make in terms of our new routine, just with Daisy now being in school, but I think we have adjusted now, and I do feel like her going to school has given me a lot more of a routine in general, because she's at school 5 days a week for those set hours, and because I have to go and drop her off there for a specific time. You know, we're up, we're dressed, we're out of the house, and I'm going out and doing like activities with my little boy Hadley to keep him amused. So like, we'll go and drop Daisy off, and then we'll go and, you know, I've discovered a lot more like toddler groups and things that I didn't actually know existed, because before I would just take the two of them out and we'd go to the places that we've got annual passes for and things. I still take him to those places sometimes on his own, but now we mostly visit those places at the weekend when Daisy is with us. So yes, during the week I've found like a lot of smaller activities to be going and doing with him for a couple of hours here and there, like stay and plays and other play groups. I'm taking him swimming on a regular basis now. I don't think I mentioned it, but this summer, like towards the end of the summer, we went out for a day in Stratford-upon-Avon, which if you live in the UK, you probably know has like a lot of stuff based on the river that runs through it. So there's a lot of boating and water activities, and we hired a little leisure boat. We went with like myself, Adam, our two children, and his best friend with his daughter. We went out on the river. We had a lovely little boating trip on the river. Like, obviously all the kids were in life jackets and everything for safety, and it's a good job they were, because literally 5 minutes away from docking the boat, when we were getting back towards the like the little jetty. It wasn't a marina, it was just like a jetty to moor up. But when we were getting close to getting back, like my little boy Hadley, he was only sat like a metre away from me, but he just looked over too far, and the weight of him and his jacket making him a bit unbalanced just made him go flop into the water. Obviously the boat was moving, so we very quickly like went past him, and yeah, he fell into the river, which was a bit of a scare and a shock for us all. Like, I was literally about to jump in instantly after him, but Adam jumped in like a second before, so like Adam went and rescued him, and he was absolutely fine, and we were all fine, and the river was, like, relatively speaking, so shallow that Adam could stand in the river. So he just went and retrieved him, sat him on his shoulders, and then walked back to the boat with him on his shoulders, and everything was fine. But obviously it was just a big shock, and he is only 2.5, so, you know, no one would ever expect that he would be a fully competent swimmer by that point, but it did just bring to the forefront of my mind that it was a little bit of a scare for him. And he did start swimming lessons, but then COVID like messed all of that up, and we didn't restart the swimming lessons. So I've now just started taking him every Monday. I take him swimming just to try, and I want him to get that confidence back, because the first couple of times that I took him swimming after that little incident took place, like, he didn't want to get in the water, and I just think it's important that he doesn't become fearful of the water. So yeah, I've not re-enrolled him in lessons at the moment. I think we're going to wait a bit longer to do that, and for the moment though, I just want him to be getting in the water on a regular basis and making sure that he's like water confident. So yeah, just adjusting to our new routine, and I cannot believe that it's very, very soon going to be Daisy's first half term. Like, the time is just flying. I can't believe that we are so close to Christmas. Like, we really are so close. It's going to fly by. I have started trying to be organised, starting to do a little bit of our Christmas shopping, and I'm hiding all their present bits in the Stitch Bunny studio. Like, we've not gone mad, but I've got them like a couple of bits, and yeah, we're hiding them in there so they don't see them. And then I've also booked them a Santa's grotto experience, which we're doing on the 23rd of December, so like super close to Christmas. So I hope that they find that really magical and exciting. I can't believe I was lucky to get tickets. Tickets have been on sale since June or July, and I didn't even know. And I'd only just started thinking about it. It's a grotto they do. We have like a reindeer place near us. It's a Christmas tree farm, so you can go there to cut down your own Christmas tree, which we will not be doing because we have a fake tree these days. We've not had a real tree now for a couple of years. But if you do like a real tree, like they have like a cut down your own tree thing going on there. But then they're also like a reindeer farm. They have loads of reindeer there. So they do the Santa's grotto experience, and they have like the real reindeer there dotted around, and yeah, it's just lovely. There'll be like a Christmas treasure trail that they do through the Christmas tree farm amongst all the trees, where you've got to go and find things, and obviously they get to meet Santa, get a gift, get a picture with Santa. So yeah, I managed to get tickets. I've booked that. So that's all organised. Looking forward to that. And yeah, I think life update wise, that is mostly everything. Just a quick stitching life update. I have had a recent restock on my website of some new whip bags, and a few of you seem to be liking those. I think I put a post out yesterday on Instagram when I managed to actually get them up on the website, and a few of you have been snapping those up already. I do still have plenty left, so go take a look at those if you fancy some new whip bags for yourself. And yeah, other stitch news is just, I did mention retreats there, so I do have quite a few retreat plans for next year. I'm not exactly sure how that's happened, but it has ended up that I will be going to the Mirabilia Retreat, which is in April, followed by the Filipina Retreat, which is in May. Then I'll have a little gap, and then towards the end of the year I'll be going to the Stitchy Retreat in Solihull in Birmingham. And then finally I will be attending the Floss Friends Retreat, which is going to be in Retford, and I am going to be attending that one as a seller slash stitcher. So I will be there for the full weekend, but on the Saturday I will be there in a shop capacity with a lot of stock from Stitch Bunny, and I will be selling. And then on the Sunday I will not be like opening the shop. I will just be enjoying being a stitcher, because my best stitchy friend Sarah is also going to the retreat, and I am super excited. Sarah is somebody that I consider to be like a really good friend, but we've never actually met and been sat in the same room because we live quite far away from each other. But the Retford retreat is roughly halfway between the two of us, and we had been trying to plan to possibly just do a meetup, like a stitching retreat, but just for the two of us, where we like got an Airbnb or something and went and did that. But then it just so happened that we saw that Floss Friends have recently had a retreat, so that was organised by Sam of Little Loops Stitching. She has a Flosstube and also an Instagram. She does some lovely stitching, so if you're not following her on Flosstube, she's worth going and having a nosy at. Not sure how many episodes she's got, but I think it's a good number of episodes, but not so many that you can't start watching and catch up fairly quickly. I think she might have like 11 episodes out or something, but I've been catching up with those because I think I followed her for quite a while, but it's one of those where I'd maybe like watched 1 or 2 episodes and lost track, so I started again from the beginning, and I've been enjoying catching up with those. But she's got quite a lot of like spooky stitching, and I don't think that's just because it is currently the season. Like if you look back in her Instagram, she does quite a lot of like spooky themed stitching, or like things with like, there's one with like a black cat on that she's doing or done, which I think is a full coverage. Yeah, but she does some really lovely stitching, and she designs patterns as well, and she's done a recent one that is like a witch pattern that she's turned into like a door hanger sign, which I thought was lovely, really nice pattern. So yeah, if you're into spooky stitching, she does have a couple of nice patterns as well, and I believe that she has an Etsy. But yeah, it is Sam that has organised the retreat that has just taken place, the Floss Friends one that was in October of this year, and I saw people posting about it, and then I saw a post from Sam releasing the dates for next year, and it's going to be in May and also November. So I snapped up a ticket for November, and Sarah got a ticket as well, so we're going to go there, we're going to room share. And yeah, I'm really excited about that. Just really excited for the chance to meet like my best stitching friend actually in person, and also a load of other people that I know from Instagram or Flosstube, because I already know that a number of other people are going. So there's Stitch with Beth, who I've spoken to quite a few times, like we chat on Instagram a little bit, and I've always enjoyed watching her Flosstubes. Beth is going to be going, and when I was having a little chat with her about it, she mentioned to me that like Emma Cross Stitching and Jo at Belushi Stitchers are both going. Again, I watch both of their Flosstube channels. So yeah, I think it's going to be a really exciting retreat, that one. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to all of them, but I'm especially looking forward to that one. You know, it's going to be a bit of a different experience for me because I'll be selling and stitching. So yeah, excited for both of those. A little while to wait, but I'm sure it's going to fly. That is everything for me. I am off to do the school run very shortly. Like I said, it is Friday. I don't know if you will see this until Saturday, but I will look forward to seeing you all again at the end of the month. And in the meantime, happy stitching and take care. Bye.